Every 2 years, we're required by city code to update the annual salary set for city council for the previous 24 months CPI. And I've reviewed that, and this would become effective on January 1 of 2014. And the CPI index was 2.7 in March of 2012 and 1.5 in 2013, or a net effect of 4.2, I believe. And read that again. It's been a while. Anyway, so the mayor's salary would go from $1813.99 per month to $1890.18 a month, and city council salaries would go from $628.85 per month to $655.26 per month. The reason we're pursuing this now is because it would help us in setting the budget for the 2014 budget, which we are now underway for. This requires an ordinance, and so at that point, I'm turning it over for any questions.
Don, could you just address the rationale for linking the consumer price index to the salaries, please?
Yes. It was said several years ago, but the consumer price index is the most, it's a basket of goods. It factors in salaries for a lot of different items like heat, lights, utilities, pricing for a lot of basket of goods. And salaries is a key indicator for that benchmark, so that's what we use as consumer price index.
Thank you.
Gary,
Gary?
Yeah, if I may comment on that. The idea behind the ordinance is that the city council and the elected officials' salary, the mayor's and city council's salary, stays constant. And by doing that every 2 years in advance of the election, it gives anyone who wants to run for office a chance to run for office if that is important to them. Also, it doesn't quite do what it's supposed to, and that is that some of you will be voting on a raise or an adjustment that you will get within your term. But there is an election in between. So the idea is to keep the council's salaries, the elected officials' salaries where they are. Does not mean that you are precluded from revisiting the base salaries themselves, and that has been done not very often, I think only once in the whole time that I've been with the city of Moscow. So it's just a way to keep those salaries constant.
Sue?
So this is not going to affect me or Tim, but my question was when you talked about the 2.7% and the 1.5%, did you add those together or average them?
No, you add them together.
Well, I think one of the reasons why the council had approved raises the last time, even though they're not a lot, but the point, I think it's like, what, less than $30 a month per council, was that some of us are retired and have other income, and you know, we can afford to serve for less money. And actually, over the last few years, when the taxes were not raised at all or raised just slightly, that we didn't even take our raises or didn't even take the base salary that we were entitled to. But that is an option for each council person to do, and there are people that can't afford the luxury of doing the number of meetings that we do and keep another job, and they do need the to be paid. So I'm in favor of, I will vote in favor of this, and it won't affect me.
Other discussion or questions for Don or Gary? Okay. Wayne?
Well, just discussion. Don explained it extremely well. Thank you. Just discussion.
Okay. Thank you, Don.
Thank you.
So how would council like to proceed? Wayne?
Well,
It's just
I'll make a comment. You know, in the last 5 or 6 years or whatever it's been, I've voted every time for the increase. And, you know, it's really true that you can't take this job because of the money. You take it because of the benefits, I guess. So I think, the way things have been going, this particular time, I'm not going to support an increase this time. So just wanted you guys to be aware that if there's going to be at least one no vote on this one.
Okay. Dan, did I see your hand up,
I would like to make a motion
please?
to approve the ordinance making salary adjustments pursuant to Moscow City Code 1-8-1 for mayor and city council, effective January 1, 2014, under suspension of the rules requiring 3 complete and separate readings, and that we were read by title and published by summary.
Second.
We have Dan's motion, we have Sue's second. Is there any discussion before voting? Okay. Hearing none, we'll start the roll call vote with you, Dan.
Aye.
No.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. No.
Okay, that motion carries. Had to count in my head there, so, all right, thank you. So that's ordinance number 2013-09, an ordinance amending Chapter 8, Title I of the Moscow City Code, providing for increases in the salaries of city officers, providing that the provisions of this ordinance be deemed severable, and providing for this ordinance to be in full force and effect from the date of its passage, approval, and publication according to law.